Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I haven't been out in the garden for a few days. I've heard everything looks okay. I am going to keep this short because I'm exhausted. We have another storm that is supposed to hit. You can probably see it behind me. It is coming in fairly quick, and it's supposed to be even worse than what we had yesterday. Some of the news was reporting last night, oh, there's no rain. We poured all night. All in all, thank goodness our property is okay. But a lot of people around here are not. There's been mud flow. I mean, like, we have hillsides and retaining walls, and thank goodness ours held up, but a lot of them did come down. A lot of them ended up with mud in their homes like we could have back here. So we were real fortunate on that. I'm just exhausted because it's hard to sleep at night when you hear the pounding rain, and and it's nerve-wracking. Let's just put it that way. Gary did take a ride today. I didn't go with him. He could not believe the mud. Literally everywhere you ride or drive around, he's got a truck. And so he could drive through that. He saw news crews everywhere. I'm listening to the hawks. News crews were everywhere because they're everywhere. They're all over Southern California because there's been homes that, well, even across the hillside out my kitchen window, I can see the landslides down there. Now that's in someone's backyard. That's not going to make the news. If this wall would have come down and gushed over to the house, that wouldn't make the news. What made the news is ones that gushed into the streets, closed streets, smashed houses. So all in all, I mean, look, for all of you that told me when I put this chair garden together that the chairs would sink into the ground, there's no cement here, and they would be gone within 3 months. It is now what, 3 years? Are we going into the 4th? Oh, good news. I don't know if I can show you. I don't know if you can see them. The Cooper hawk that nests in this tree behind me, he is so excited because he found a mate. Can you imagine when the raccoons killed his mate and all the babies or the eggs that were in the nest that year, 2 years ago, I guess it was, or was it last year? I can't even keep track of time anymore. He looked all last year for another mate. Well, look how happy he is. I saw them breeding a few days ago. He's been with her. I don't know where the nest is. They've taken this one down, so they've moved it. Maybe they went up there. Maybe they're going to move it into one of the other trees, but oh, he's so happy. So either it's a young female he found, or it could have been an older female that lost her mate. Anyways, let's go back to the flooding. Or let's go back to the chairs. Not one chair is tipped over. Everything looks exactly like it did on the garden tour. Everything is good here. I have not gone into Gary's garden. He said it's okay. We are just very wet. That's all I can say. There's no doubt. So what else? I can go take you on the deck for a minute where the hummingbirds are. Okay, now I'm on the deck. The deck is doing good. I've been feeding hummingbirds constantly, and that's another thing. I've had to fill the feeders that are under the eaves, and that's kept them out of the rain, though they have places now that they can hide. I couldn't use their regular feeders, and they get upset. Let me tell you something. They hang out like, where's this feeder? It's not going there. So they've been okay, and then back behind me, the feeders I can't see. So, oh, I stepped on my... Zoe! I've been keeping all those full that are out of the rain. This I just brought out this morning. I bought this. I had it for a few days. I bought it, and I converted it to a hummingbird feeder. It's not a hummingbird feeder, but it was so cute. It's a lantern. I found it online, and I thought, well, I don't want to put birdseed in it, but I'll make it a hummingbird feeder, and they've been feeding out of it this morning. So all in all, I'm really pleased with everything, and that's what I was saying. Across the hill is where you can see landslides back there. All along there, there's certain areas where you would see it. You can't see it really from here, but you'll see that it's all green, and then all of a sudden, you've got these big brown patches. Well, that's because the earth let loose and dropped. Is it major? I don't know. It depends on where it landed. It might have just landed in their yard, and they'll just have to clean it up. They won't be able to terrace it back because it's just terraced from years ago. And like I said, we're okay. My neighbor down there, they sandbagged everything because we are on a hill. we're on the top, on the top of this hill. So whatever, it goes from here down there, it rushes into their home. So they covered it in plastic and they put a lot of sandbags there. So this way they can divert the water out into their street there, and then it will continue on down. There's a lot of areas where there's rivers, because there's even one in Gary's garden, and it comes from those hills back there, and it channels down, and then it goes through. That's why you see all the trees and greenery down there, and then it continues down. So he's diverting his into that channel-like area, and then it will continue on down. But the problem was, Gary said, rocks. He said they went through, and you can see they bulldozed and cleared all the streets. There was nowhere around here he doesn't think people could have driven. And there's still areas that are kind of like dirt roads you periodically find. So everything was a mess, but he said rocks. Sometimes you didn't see any mud. He did get a clip. I'll drop that in where he saw some mud flowing. I think I've got the clip. If I can find it, I'll drop it in. And that was nothing when he went down this morning. He said he thought that was bad. It was nothing. There was piles of mud everywhere in the street. So that's it. So we're good. I'll try to do another I want to do seeds. I'm actually working on a video on seeds now because it's still too early, but there's certain seeds you can grow now. And I've got a way of growing my seeds that nobody else does anyways. That's nothing new. So I'll get that out soon because it works for me. So that's it. So the oranges, we're going to have tons of oranges. Hopefully we'll have tons, look at this, tons of avocados, and gardening season should be really good. And it depends on how cold it gets, but they're really not talking about too cold. I heard the coldest it might get would be about 39 degrees, but I don't know if we'll get that cold. See the hummingbirds? I don't know if you can see them back there. They've been feeding now under the eaves. Gary put extra hooks in so I can hang extra hummingbird feeders there. So I hope everything continues to be okay and we can get back into gardening and hummingbirds and making things and doing fun stuff. And Zoe is at my feet. What are you doing, Zoe? I don't even know if they can see you. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. And thank you all for your blessings and your prayers. And maybe that's what worked, because we don't have any damage that a lot of other people have. We do have a leaky roof. And then so does my daughter. So does my parents. I think and so does my other friends that told me they have leaky roofs. I guess with the amount of rain, Gary said, as of yesterday, I didn't even ask him about this morning, over 11 inches in 2 days. That's a lot of rain. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. We have a lot of water to eat what we grow.